Is about pandas, what pandas is and why do we need to use pandas. So pandas is a Python library or a package which is widely used in the realm of data science, data analysis, and also machine learning tasks. So anything that is related to data, data merging, data manipulation, or data analysis, pandas is the way to go. And why we need to use pandas? Because of it being fast, flexible. Not only that, it is easy and also intuitive. So we'll see a simple demo of this, and we are going to see a small demo, and this demo is not representative of what pandas is capable of, but we'll try to attempt and showcase you a simple demo to get acquainted. All right, so let's start with importing the library. So let me import pandas as pd. Then I have already uploaded a dataset here in the Google Colab. So um, let me load that dataset, and I'll call it as WD, as in wine data. It is a wine quality dataset. So I'm going to use a method inside the pandas called read underscore CSV, and I'm going to load this. And then when I say WD, it gives me this table. So in pandas, this table is called as data frame. So what we are seeing is a data frame uh, pertaining to the wine quality n.csv data. All right, so it has got 6497 rows and 13 columns. I could use a method wd.head which would give or provide the information of the first 5 rows, or I could use something called as tail which gives information of last 5 rows. All right, so that is one thing. So these also falls under the category of understanding the data. Now that you have loaded the data, let's try to understand. I would like to use certain other methods such as wd.describe, which would give me the values of all the columns. So this is not very readable. Let me transpose it. Okay, now this looks good. Now these are all the columns here. These are all the columns. I have put it here, and these are different statistics that are obtained pertaining to each of the column. All right, so why are we looking at this? To understand the data, to get some information, to get some intuition about the data. Why? Because if you check this wine data, okay, if you check the wine data and use .info in it, it is like most of the columns are of type float. So these are all numerical data. When it comes to numerical data, getting certain stats or checking certain stats and getting intuition is vital. So that is how I'm using certain methods such as .info, which tells you what data type it is, and also gives you if there are any null values, missing values in this data. So the data entirely is of 6497 rows, but here let's say for volatile acidity it says 6489. So there are certain rows in which the volatile acidity have no values in it. Right, so exactly to be precise, it's going to be 6497 minus 6489, like 8 values are missing values. So that kind of information can be gotten from wd.info. To be precise, just to be precise, what I can do is I'll say as wd, and we're talking about volatile acidity. Okay, and then I'm going to use another method called is null, and over it I'm going to use what is called a sum, which tells you the null values, total null values, which are 8, which we just counted manually. Alright, so this is what it is. Now if you see, there is something called a setting of index. So if you see this data set once again, I'm using wd dot head, and if you see, the type seems to be, it could be the index. The index here is 0 1 2 3 4 so on, which is kind of redundant. So maybe we could, what we could do is we can set the index. So wd dot set underscore index, we can set up the index, which is this column type. Alright, now it became the index. Now if once again, if I just go to my wd dot head, see, we just set the index, right? We just set the index, and we are seeing, checking if this index was set or not by using wd dot head, and it looks like it is not set because we just used this code but we did not assign it. So if you assign it, alright, if you assign it, and now if you check it, sorry, where is it? Okay, now if you check it, you have this type as your index. Alright, anyways, so moving on, apart from that, what we could do is maybe you can pop a column, that is remove a column. How do you pop a column? Let's say this is a redundant column. Maybe we already have total sulfur dioxide. Let's assume that, and let's pop this column. So to do that, firstly there is another property called columns, which gives you what are the all the columns are present in the data frame, and we would like to pop this column, free sulfur dioxide. So to do that, there is a method again, dot pop, wd dot pop, and you simply say this. Alright, you simply say wd dot pop free sulfur dioxide. Let's say what happens if we do that. Okay, then let's check wd dot head, and there is no free sulfur dioxide anymore. Alright, now we can add a column. Of course we can add a column. How do we want to, what do you want to add a column? Let's say we have two acidities, right, fixed and volatile. Let's calculate total acidity, and you want to add that column. Okay, so you'll say wd, and the name of it is total acidity, that is equal to wd of volatile acidity plus fixed acidity, right? I'm just copying this from here, fixed acidity plus, sorry, plus wd of volatile acidity. Okay, and I'm going to run this cell, and then immediately what I'm going to do, I'm going to check using this wd.head method, and there you go, you got this total acidity here added. Maybe you can pop these two items as well that we have seen before by just simply saying wd.pop, and you can say fixed acidity, and run it, and then check it, wd.head. Once you pop it, you check it, and yeah, there is no fixed acidity. Similarly, you can pop volatile acidity. So what I can do is you can simply say wd.pop volatile acidity, and again verify it, wd.head, And yeah, there you go. There is no fixed acidity and volatile acidity. There is something called as total acidity, which is sum of the both of them. All right, now, so you can see, you can manipulate, you can add columns, you can create a new column, delete a column. Now let's go to the next part of it, which is quite crucial, which is selecting subset of data. Oftentimes with this big data frame or data table you have, you might not need most of them. You might need only a few of them, and you want to extract that and save it and use it to do some data analysis and so on. So how do I select a subset of data from a data frame? So let's see a simple use case of it. Now let's say I want few of the columns, such as maybe I want to know pH, then I want to know alcohol, then I want to know the quality. Yeah, these three columns are what I am interested in. These are fine for me. So I'll say calls is equal to all these things. So now um, I can simply say wd dot loc, and then I'll say all the rows and these columns. So what I get is this a simple data frame. And if I save this to wd underscore new, okay, and run it again, all right, and verify this wd underscore new dot head, what I get is this data frame which has, you know, three columns: pH, alcohol, quality, and all the indexes. Now what did I do? I did use something called as loc method, which has number of rows and number of columns here. So rows, if I use a colon, it means all the rows, and columns, I only want these three columns. So this is a simple loc method that you have in pandas, where you can select a subset of data. Now I have selected this subset of data. I want to save it. So how do I save it? So wd underscore new dot to underscore excel, then I'll say my new wine data dot xls. All right, and xls, yeah, let's run this, and it is saved. And you can see here, yeah, my new wine data. You can download it and use it, load it again,